Just how much difference can it really make to your score if you use a driver or a driving iron? Let's do it, and let's do it now. Well, they were two pretty good ones to start. Hi everyone, James Robinson here. Give me 1 second to get organised. And away we go. In today's video, I'm putting the ultimate question to the test. Should you hit driver or should you hit driving iron? Should you go for it or should you play safe? As I've found the ball and it is nestled in those trees, so we'll come to that in a second. The driving iron can definitely cope with that into that green. So I suppose you could generally say this is 1-0 already to the driving iron. I should probably introduce you to today's guest, shouldn't I? We have the Taylormade P790 UDI, which is an absolutely beautiful club, isn't it? We've got it in the 2-iron. It's around 19 degrees of loft. I should definitely know that, but I'm sure it's 19 degrees of loft. And then we have the Taylormade Sim Drive. This isn't the Sim Max, it's the Sim. I've got it set at around 9 degrees and I have the weight in the middle. I tried to keep it fairly similar with the brand and with the products and things. I haven't decided what's going to be in my bag this year for 2020. But the way that drive went, I'm not sure. It did go right and not left, so there is that. So we have in from the driving iron. I've got to say as well, because obviously we've got in the trees with the driver, we've probably gained about 15 yards. That's just not enough, is it, for that risk? 159 yards in, the ground is quite wet, so I'm going to go with a 6-iron. Actually, this isn't a bad result, is it? 2-iron, 6-iron into a par 4. This hole measures around 360 yards, so I would expect the 2-irons gone around 190 to 200 because there's not going to be much run in winter in the UK. You do have to bring all these factors into the equation if you are going to do this test or if you are going to go and play like this in a tournament. And we're into a little bit of breeze as well, so let's stick this middle of the green and that should guarantee us a par. Oh, that's so good. That's exactly what you want. Be good. Perfect. Perfect. Play safe all day long. You see, guys, I'm well aware that this is kind of a strange test because there are times when you have to hit drive. If you're on a par 5, if you're on a long par 4, you just can't hit a driving iron, can you? Because you're going to be too far back to even compete, aren't you? Right, so I'm going to assume that we've got a similar yardage in. Actually, we have got quite lucky. You can see there's a bit of a gap there. I mean, I really don't fancy that coming back at me, but we've got 148 yards, so there's a 10-yard difference. Obviously, this shot does require something a little bit different because I have to keep it low. I've got a real narrow gap. I'm going to try and punch a 5-iron through, get it somewhere around the green, and then rescue a par. Slightly different to the other shot where I could be really attacking with that 6-iron. Right, come on, concentrate. Straight through that gap, not a full one. Ball above the feet slightly. We've got away with this so much for a position. Oh, well, that's got out okay. Just run now. Go on, get up, get up. That's not a bad, best put that back. That's not a bad outcome, to be fair. And so you will find that generally no matter what you hit off the tee, it will always ultimately come down to this, either a wedge or a putter. But it's all about giving yourself those chances, isn't it? Giving yourself the chance at birdie, or should I say the lower chance of making a bogey. Safe. Short game has saved us. We've been rescued there by a short game for a par with the driver tee shot. Now let's see if we can sneak a birdie with the iron tee shot. Always nice to leave a pitch mark as well. Go! Ah! That's another safe par, to be fair. So 2 pars on the opening hole, one of which was a little bit less stressful than the other. Let's get to that next tee. And so guys, this is a hole that you might think, actually you're never gonna hit driver here because it's 330 yards, it's a tight dog leg, it's downwind, you're just gonna play a driving iron all day. Now, you could do that. Some would say that would be a safe play, but I do fancy taking it over those trees. This is exactly why this kind of test is so important, but can be so fun as well. Now, you're probably never going to take this shot on if you're playing in a tournament round, in medal play, in stroke play, but if you're playing match play or Stableford, all day. Right guys, in the interest of fairness, we are going to go driving iron first this time, then we'll go driver, and we're going to just keep swapping. Obviously we hit driver first last time, didn't we? Let's get a ball in play, then go driver. And a real important factor here when you are hitting a driving iron is to not get a little bit slack with it, not get lazy with it. Commit to the shot, commit to what you're trying to do. So we probably don't even need a full one here. We can just nudge one down there to about 180, and then from there go around the corner. Almost a stinger. Perfect, perfect. Right, now the driving iron's in play, this is where the fun starts, and we're going to take it well over the corner here. Risk, reward. Reward me, sim. Oh, that's got it. It's clipped something though. I think we're okay. I heard it clip something. Right, that obviously wasn't ideal. You never want to be clipping any foliage or any trees or anything like that, but I think we have got away with it. Let's go and find out. Guys, just while we're walking down this fairway, make sure you do hit those comments below for me and let me know, is this something you've tried? Is it something you will try? Is it something that you've maybe tried with a 3-wood and a driver, not a driving iron and a driver? Or maybe even a 5-iron and a driver. So now you can really see the shape that this hole is, guys. We've hit the iron up this way, then the driver straight over those trees towards the green where you can see that bunker. Minor detail in that we've probably gone a little bit too far with the driving iron. You can see there's a tree in the way a little bit. We may be able to get a sand wedge over it, and there's also a bush in the way, but we're definitely going to get a wedge over that. Oh, that could be very good. Just sit a little, sit. Right, so how far do we have? We need to treat these shots with just as much importance as the shots from long range. 59 yards. Would you say this is almost too close, guys? Should you have hit driver off here? No, surely not. Come on, let's pitch one in there, make birdie and walk off happy. The approach shot from the other one's a little bit long actually. 50, 60 yarder. Be as good as you look. Oh, it's dug in a little bit. Just came back on us that touch, soft greens that time of year, but it's definitely probably the best chance. It's definitely the best chance at birdie we've had all day so far, so we'll take positives. And you see, guys, this is where this kind of testing can be so, to be honest, fun. I'm really enjoying this. I'm really enjoying challenging myself from positions on a golf course that maybe I wouldn't play normally. Maybe I'd just usually hit driver all the time. Usually I'd just hit driver all the time, not on holes like this, but on wide open holes. And say if you went out and played 18 holes like this, if you had a day off, if you had a day on your own where you wanted to practice and improve your game, something like this would be perfect. So we can see here now that strokes gained. This is a birdie opportunity. This was the driver tee shot. That's not a birdie opportunity. And in all honesty, you're probably quite disappointed with that from 50 yards as well. So 9 times out of 10, you might get closer than that. This is not a birdie opportunity. James, this could even be a bogey opportunity. Let's make a par. Sit. Not bad. Not bad. It's going to be a tough one for par. Right, I think we'll clean up with this one, hopefully for par, before we move on to the birdie opportunity. We'll move into a different mindset there, maybe. It's just a tough 2-putt, that. Got it. Yes. But it's another par in the books. Come on, we can't just make all pars, can we? 3 holes and 6 pars. That'd be the most boring video ever. Maybe I should have missed that putt. Or we can make this one for birdie. Always comes down to the putter. Ah! Well, It's another par. Ah, no. Oh, that's cold. So another 2 pars, and this video is at risk of getting quite boring now, but we're going to try and make a birdie. Luckily we've made no bogeys. Some people say pars are boring, and I mean, I'd agree with you, but it's better than a bogey. Miles better than a bogey. Right guys, so final hole of the test, and this is the 18th hole here at Woolly. It's over 400 yards, playing a little bit shorter because it's winter, but it's still going to play its full distance because it's into the teeth of the wind. This is going to be a tough one for the driving iron. Let's kick things off with the driver, and I'm going to try and turn both these over. It's a dogleg to the left. Beautiful hole actually. Let's try and maximise the distance on this drive. I think that's as good as I've got really. That's perfect position, perfect. Now, this is going to be a slog. Right, there's going to be no run on this whatsoever, so we really need to smash this. That was a little bit heely as well. I mean, it's coming back okay, but that's the last thing you want. And you see, that's a really interesting point. So say if you don't quite catch the driving iron, you are playing it safe, you're desperate to hit a fairway, but it just gets a little bit necky. This might not be the last time you see this iron in this video, and this is the last hole. Ah, it's a driver hole, isn't it? I guess really there is a moral to this story and a moral to this video, and that's basically that there's a time and a place for everything, including a driver. And you see guys, I absolutely mean that as well. Say if driver isn't the favourite club in your bag, or if you don't quite get on with it, or you kind of shy away from it, get some lessons, learn how to hit it. Don't necessarily just go and buy a new one, because that's not going to solve the issue. But there is a huge reason why the guys on tour hit it so far. There's a huge reason why they train so hard to hit it so far, because it makes golf so much easier if you're 50 yards ahead, 30 yards ahead. 20 yards ahead makes all the difference. I mean, 50 is better, but take 20. So guys, walking at the last hole, and we can see, if we can see, both in the fairway, a bit of a difference on distance. But that's exactly what we expect, isn't it? This could be, this isn't going to be an easy approach. 189 yards. 189 yards. I mean, into the wind? Could it be? You know what? It's a driving iron video. Let's do it. And let's do it now. Someone was going to say it, weren't they? Right, come on. It's a sloping lie. Maybe grip down on it a little. Maybe open the face a little. Aim at the right hand side. The wind's going to bring it back. Oh, I've nailed that. I have nailed it, and it stayed out to the right. Oh, it's nearly in the clubhouse. Sorry, John. I think that's going to be a tough up and down, that one. Tough. Oh, sloping lie is funny. When it's above your feet, it's always going to move left. It's got to move left. Physics dictate it has to move left. And that's only just in bounds as well. It stayed out right. This is more like it. Sort of. I've got to say, it is a fantastic closing hole, this 18th hole here at Woolly. And we've got, with a driver, 158, so it is a 30-yard difference off the tee, which is going to make a big difference. We're going to hit 7 iron, even though it is a little bit into the wind. Be quite attacking actually. I think again it's above my feet, so it should move back, shouldn't it? Oh, I'll be all over it. Birdie the last, come on. Oh, that is so good. Yes, yes. I'll put that back, John. Where is it? Whew. Land of the mile flying divots. This place. But that's a birdie chance. Imagine 2 pars, a birdie and a bogey. Thanks for coming. Driver all day. Right guys, well if you have stuck with us this far, thank you so much. Make sure you hit those comments below and just comment below, I stuck with you until the final hole. That's, oh, I can't wait to zoom in and show that. That is so might be a little bit short, but it was a great shot. It was right down the flag. I thought it might even have gone in, but yeah, it's definitely not gone in. As for the approach with the driving iron, this is going to be tough. It's going to be very tough. And we can just make out that my ball is 15 foot short. I honestly thought that was so good as well. I mean, it's still a birdie chance, isn't it? Isn't it? And then there's that one up there. And you see, guys, I guess this is a great case in point because we're nearly in the clubhouse here, but you could say I hit the wrong shot, you could say I hit the wrong club, but I think if we played this hole over and over again with driver, with driving iron, you'd probably see a similar correlation. You'd probably see I'm going to hit the green more times when I hit driver off the tee and less times when I hit driving iron, but it's a long hole. It is a long hole. And to summon the inner Bob Vokey-ness, even though we're not using the Vokey wedges yet. I mean, this really isn't a shot you would want, is it? Like on the 18th hole or any hole, really. But we've got it. We've got it. What would Bob do? Oh, I'll tell you what, go on. This land is so soft, that's not a bad effort at all. Right then, final green we are, or here we are, should I say. We're going to go at the par putt first, just like the rest of the video, try and get that out of the way, then be quite attacking with the birdie. Give a little right to left. For a par. Turn, got it. Yes. That's quite an incredible up and down if I do say so myself. Now this is the money putt, isn't it? This is the birdie putt. This is the one that makes the video not totally and utterly boring. We'll get this pitch mark as well. I thought this was so much closer. See, this is the way my mind works now. My mind now is going. Imagine if you three putt this, that'd be funny, wouldn't it? Who thinks that? Right, come on, we've putted well today. And this is for the match, or for the Open, or for the Masters. Turn, turn. Oh. Well, that is another par. So that may well be the most boring YouTube video. You can penalise me for that if you want. So that may well have been the most boring YouTube video you've ever seen. But guys, thank you so much for watching. I do hope you've enjoyed it. Long story short, really, you have to be able to hit a driver. You also have to be able to hit an iron if you want to score. You have to be able to chip, you have to be able to putt. For me, a lot of it does come down to the short game anyway. It's always going to come down to this. It's always going to come down to your wedges. But you're going to have more chances if you can hit a driver well, aren't you? Guys, thanks again. Make sure you do hit that subscribe button. Massive thanks to the guys here at Woolly Park because it's been in fantastic condition, so everywhere else has been closed. And apart from that, I'll see you tomorrow.